Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Carolina Ortiz and welcome to this channel. I know it's been a long time since I upload here, but today I have a very good video for you because we are meal prepping today. I try to meal prep once a week for the whole week for my family. That way my kids can take a healthy lunch and we can have healthy dinners every day. So today I'm going to show you how I meal prep for my entire week. Now stay tuned and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I make my rice in the Instapot. I love this pot so much because it has so many functions. So I do 2 cups of rice, that way I can have for the whole week. Part of the rice will go to the freezer and part of the rice will go to the fridge. When I cook rice on the Instapot, I cook for 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of water. So here I will be putting 3 cups of water, a little bit less. That way the rice isn't squishy, like my son says, because he says he hates squishy rice. So I have to be very careful about my rice not being squishy. And that's the way I do it. And I let it dry and that's it. That's for the part of the rice. Now, one way I do potatoes, sweet potatoes, is I love to do smashed sweet potatoes. And the best way I found to do smashed sweet potatoes is to do it again in the Instapot, but I use this like mini grill that I found on Amazon and I place it on top of the pot and then I put the water beneath and then I'll put the potatoes on top and it will be like steaming the potatoes. It takes a long time, I'm not going to lie, it's like 20 minutes on high in the pressure cooker, but then you have these beautiful, beautiful potatoes and the taste, it's so good. And to this I will add cinnamon and maple syrup and that's it. This is how I do my mashed potatoes and just my husband and I eat this. No one else in my house eats sweet potatoes. I don't know why. I just love them so much. For me it's like a treat in the middle of the week. Another preparation that I love with potatoes is nest with eggs. So I will peel up the potatoes and then I will grate them and at the end of the grating I will use cupcake holders to put in the oven. Now for this recipe I recommend these white potatoes because they will get very crusty and the kids love this. This is one of the recipes that I sent to school for lunch or that you can use for a early breakfast, for dinner, that you can have with veggies, that you can have with a good salad. It's just so good that you can use in different situations. Now here, after I grated my potatoes, I put a little bit of salt on them and then I start doing the nests. So the one thing that I learned is that you really have to go deep in the middle of the nest because the first time I made this recipe, the nest wasn't deep enough and the egg like got all over the way of the tray. So you have to make sure that yes, you have potatoes covering the bottom of the tray, but that you have like a deep hole to put on the egg later on. And this will go to the oven for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. I have like those mini ovens for this recipe because this container is fairly small. So I will just put it there for 20 minutes to get it very crispy and very yummy, and then I will put on the egg. So here you're going to see me put just like a little bit of oil, that way it will get that golden beautiful color. And now I'm going to place the egg on top. You have to be very careful here because if the egg doesn't fit, here you have control of how much yolk you will want to put. And this is how they look when you're placing them. You can put a little bit of cheese on them, you can put ham on them, you can make them however you want, you can even put veggies on them. I just like them plain because I know that's the way my kids will eat them and that's the way they will gravitate to them the most. And we try to avoid cheese and dairy products as much as we can due to allergies in the house. So that's the way I do them and this is the final result. It's so good. I didn't get to record the meats and the proteins that I make, but this is one of the meats that I make and I put them in the slow cooker overnight and it's just a very easy barbecue meat that I can do with tacos. Sometimes I'll just do like plain rice with this meat and a sauce and veggies and that's it. So I love to have this meat around for the week. Now here I'm going to prepare my chicken burgers. And what I do is I use these rice crackers and I'm going to grate them. I love this Ninja grater. It's my go-to for everything. And my calculation is like 1 cracker of the big ones for one chicken breast. And I'm going to make 3 chicken breast patties. So here I'm going to grate also the chicken. That way I can make the patties later on. So for this recipe, it's super simple. You'll need also for taste onions, and I'm going to grab these, we call this in Spanish like large onions. Please tell me a name in English. You know, I'm really trying here to be the best that I can with my English. And a little bit of garlic. And I'm going to grate these two. And now I'm going to pour everything over my chicken for taste. This is a recipe that you can use for salads, that you can do your own hamburger like with bread. We do sometimes the hamburger with lettuce, so you can change this with the presentation, and you can rotate different presentations during the week. Now I'm just going to add 1 egg, the rice that we blended, salt, and I'm going to mix everything. For this recipe, I use my air fryer, that it's my go-to. Like, this is my main tool in my house, the air fryer. So I'm just going to mix this, and then I'm going to form the patties, and I'm going to place them in my air fryer. As you can see, it looks used because this is something that I use every single day for breakfast, dinner, lunch, for everything. For everything, I use my air fryer. So I'm just going to place them there, and I'm going to put them at 370 degrees for 20 minutes. So I'm going to leave them 10 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them and leave them for another 10 minutes. And that's it. This is all that you need. And chicken, one important thing is that chicken can be in your fridge up to 4 days. So you can store these in the fridge for 4 days, or you can store them in the freezer and use them for more times during the week. It's up to you. And this is the final result. It's so good, and it's very useful to have them on hand ready. For the veggies, I have fresh veggies for every day, but some of them I like to have pre-prepared, like broccoli. So what I do is I cut the florets of the broccoli. I put boiling water, a pot of boiling water, just boiling water with no salt, anything. And then when the water is boiling, I will place the florets in the water. So I'm going to count like 2 minutes because I don't want them to get, again, squishy. I just want them to like change color, and that's it. In Spanish, we call this technique blanquear, which is like whitening in English. And I'm just going to leave it there until it changes the color, and then I'm just going to place it in another container, and that's it. And this is very useful to have on hand because now it's ready to use on pasta, on salads, or just by itself on a side, and that's it, and you're ready to go with the broccoli. This is another favorite of mine. This is purple cabbage, and what I do with the purple cabbage is I saute. You can use the Instapot that has a saute option, or you can use a regular pot and saute. And what I do is I just put a little bit of oil, I will saute, then I will put apples, cut apples, in the pot too, and mix everything together, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of soy sauce, and it's ready to go. And it's so good. And you can mix this with anything, like just like the meat that I showed you with rice, and this, you have a complete dinner. And it's so yummy. The other veggie that I'm going to have in hand for this week, it's eggplant. And for the eggplant, I will cut it. I would put a little bit of salt on it, and I would let it soak in water for about 30 minutes because sometimes it has like an acidity, so you want to get that out of the eggplant before cooking it. And I will just leave it there for 30 minutes, and after it's soaked, I would put a little bit of oregano, basil, salt, and I will put it in the oven for about 20 minutes until it gets golden. Now this is my final meal prep. This is some plates I didn't show you here, but I have carrots and green beans, which are super useful always to have. My kids always have this. I have the eggplant, the roasted eggplant that I did show you, and I have here the next plate that I'm going to show you is the red cabbage with the apple. You can see here the final result. Another one that I I made for this week, it's butternut squash roasted with herbs, and it's also so good. I make this in the air fryer. And then I have pickled onions that we use on top of salads or tacos. For the meats, I made this chicken in yogurt. It's so good. The recipe, it's so easy. It's just yogurt. You marinate the chicken in yogurt, garlic, and oregano, and then you will put it in the oven, and that's it. And it's so good. It has a very good taste. And then I just have like this shredded chicken that I put also in the Instapot, and that's it. This is the way I meal prep. I will have everything like in big containers, and then I will grab as I go. I can mix with different ingredients and make every day a different meal out of the same ingredients. So that's the way I prefer to meal prep. It really saves a lot of time, not only cooking but cleaning, and cleaning not only the kitchen but cleaning the plates, everything. And I know this is going to be very helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please click the button to subscribe so we can continue being together.